everyone, it's Samantha from Scrapmaster's Paradise, and today I'm going to show you the print and cut feature from the Silhouette Cameo. This is the coolest feature. I've used it, and the first time I used it I had great cuts. I could not believe how amazing that it worked. It's just such a great feature, and it's going to open up so many possibilities for us. I'm a little bit behind on learning all this stuff about my Cameo, but I'm really excited to learn this technique. It was so easy. And so I'm just going to walk you through it really quick. In order to use the print and cut feature on your Silhouette Cameo, you do have to have your own printer because the Cameo does not print. But it's called a print and cut feature because you actually send the item to your printer from your Silhouette Cameo program once you have the page laid out correctly. I do not have a wide format printer. I just have a regular printer that prints 8.5 by 11. I need to change the mat on my screen, so I'm going to pick this letter, which is 8.5 by 11 inches. The screen just adjusts for my paper size. You can see now it's just the 8.5 by 11 lit up in the white part. In order to do the print and cut, you need to have registration marks on your paper, and that is where the Silhouette Cameo lines up with so it knows where to cut. So you go to this box here with the 3 little pieces in the corner, click on that, and we just say show registration marks. You don't have to mess with the registration mark margins or the size of the registration marks unless you want to. I had absolutely perfect luck with the regular default settings that they already have. So that's all I got to do there. And now I need to import whatever I'm cutting. And this is going to be a file that's going to be available in the SP DigiShop. Up at the top you go to merge to add your image. And so here are all the little banners. I'm going to use this banners number 4. I'm just going to open it up. It's already sized to an 8.5 by 11, and I already accounted for these margins. You don't want anything that you're going to print or cut to be inside this gray marked out area, and you want it all to be inside the red lines. So I already adjusted the file for this. Then you just send it to your printer. That's this button up here. And it just opens up your regular printer print settings and you just print. So I already have printed mine. Printed out my paper here, and the only thing that it does that a normal printer doesn't do is just add the registration marks. So that's why you print it out with your Silhouette Cameo program. You get all the registration marks. There's 3 of them. There's a little square and then 2 little tick mark things in the corner. So I'm just going to add this to my cutting mat. And my cutting mat is losing its sticky just a little bit, but if I rub over it really good, then things stay stuck. And I've had this same mat since October. I've only been using this one mat, so October to March is pretty good. I've never had that much luck with a Cricut mat before. I definitely have good things to say about the cutting mat. Before I load this in, you want to make sure that your rollers are set to 13 inches, which means they're right on the edge of your 12 by 12 mat, like so. The program will prompt you to set them to 13 inches, but if you haven't moved your rollers, they're already set to 13 inches. So I'm just going to hit load cutting mat and enter. Now, in order to get it to cut, you have to trace these. You go to this box up here. It looks like a little bluish box inside a larger box. It's the trace feature. And you have to set your selected trace area. So you just bring your cursor and surround all of the items that you want to trace. Now right now it shows up with yellow around it. It looks kind of wonky, and the yellow part is where it will trace around. So this isn't set up right yet. You have to change some of the trace settings. First you uncheck this high pass filter, and then you change the threshold to 100%. And now you can see all the banner shapes are yellow. There are still some spaces inside that have not been highlighted, but you just trace the outer edge with this setting right here. And now you can see there's a red line around each image, and I'll zoom in so you guys can see. There's a little bit of a red line around each image, and that is your cut line. So now they are ready to cut. My Silhouette Cameo already has the mat loaded. I am going to send this to Silhouette with this button up here. Just hit send to Silhouette, and now it walks you through. It says, you've opted to use registration marks for print and cut jobs. If you've not already printed your drawing, print it now. So we already printed it. So I say, click here to skip printing. And then it tells you the steps. Set silhouette rollers to 13 inches. And like I said before, if you haven't moved your rollers around, they're already set to 13 inches. Place the page onto cutting mat as shown. We already did that. Set silhouette display to load cutting mat. We already did that. And load the cutting mat. We already did that. So hit continue. And it says detect registration marks before cutting. And I used this one, detect automatically. It just detects those marks in the corners. It says detection of registration marks was successful. So I changed my current settings from the settings that I usually use for cardstock because this cardstock that I print on is a little bit thinner. So I set the thickness to 25 rather than 33 and it seemed to work really well. So now we're just going to hit cut and watch it cut. Alright, and it's done, so I'm going to hit unload and we can look at it. They're all cut out. Pull my paper off, and how cute are those? They are just so cute. It cuts so nicely. The only place I see that there's some misalignment is way down here. You can see there's a little tiny bit of white on the last couple here. All of the other ones are perfectly aligned. They just look so cute. And I love this. You don't have to worry about having bleed marks. Oops. You don't have to worry about having a bleed area. You don't waste hardly any ink. There's just the waste of the little black marks and then a logo if your printable comes with a logo on it. And that is it. They just look so cute. You can take them off and use them on your project. This print and cut feature just opens up so many possibilities. You can make tags and labels. You can cut around any sort of printables that you purchase. And this is something that I designed that will be in the SP DigiShop, but it's not there yet. When I add it, I'll come back to this video and add a link to it in the description below, so you guys can pick that up if you're watching this video later. And I will be making a lot more printables. I just love this feature. I'm going to be using these printables on my own scrapbooking, and so I want to offer a bunch of them in the store for you guys too. I've said this a bunch of times, but I absolutely love my Silhouette Cameo. If you're thinking about electronic die cutting machines, I think the Cameo is the way to go. It's just worked so great so far. I can't say enough great things about this machine, so I definitely recommend it. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. I hope this gives you a lot of good ideas for your scrapbooking. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos. I put out a lot of new videos every week, and be sure to check out my blog daily. I have a new tutorial or project up on my blog every single day, so there's lots of inspiration over there. And that's it. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.